You know, one of the cool things about when it turns into winter around here is we start using our wood stove in the house. Got this really cool backdrop and stuff for it. It heats our home really well. We don't even tap into using the propane during the winter. We just use wood heat. But to run my cold smoker, what I want is lower temperatures outside, which is nice. We have that. But to get that going, the first thing you need is a good bed of coals. And here, pretty much all winter, we're gonna have a good bed of coals available. So it's pretty amazing how it all works together. Oh, little man. See that smoke piling in that pipe in the back? That's how that cold smoker works. That's sassafras there. Mostly been using hickory in here, but started using some sassafras too. And then what I got in here, these are from 5 of the deer we shot this year. Salt curing some of each of them, and then cold smoking it. So got some nice chunks. We'll see how it works. Another 3 weeks or so. We'll be testing out one that's a year old. But to be able to preserve this with no refrigeration is a goal of ours. So cool thing, this will run for hours and hours and hours just like it is. And the temp, see right now it's reading 20 degrees in there. And it should go up to about 40 as this continues. And it's just that metal probe running through the wall that's reading 20. The meat in there isn't frozen right now. It's just very cold. Oh, onto the outdoor kitchen. You'll see that we got freezing temps. It's all frost. There you go, now it's gone. All the chickens are puffed up. Trying to keep warm, keeping their feathers spread out. Out here, I got all 18 of my posts up. Covered, blocked apart anyway, where I did my oil change. And they're all just kind of supported and tied together at the top, except for these two in the middle. So I'm gonna tie those in, add a little rigidity. And then my goal will be to come up to all these cedar posts on the outside, the front and the back, take a nice notch out of them. Got 2 of them already notched, working on the 3rd. And that's so I can set these guys here, put them in like that, and then screw them. So I go in an inch on these, and 7 1/4 up. So that way a 2x8 will fit in there nicely. And I'll be able to screw it to a flat surface, tie them all together right. They'll all line up. And I'll have those nice pockets to set these in. 3 more to go on this side, and then the 6 in the back. Once I get these 2x8s in, then I should be able to put the metal C-purlins on top of here, and then run my 2x4s across that for the roof. We're getting there. You know, notching these out too, draw knife, chisel, hammer. It's some work, but I enjoy this. I really enjoy this part. But I also think I might need some help, which I might be able to solve tomorrow. We'll see. I've already had my son make sure that this is left to right. What we did, if you'd hand it to me quick, son. I only had some shorter levels, so to use a shorter level as a longer level, you can use a trick like this. Took my level and attached it to an 8-foot 2x4. And I put it on the side and just strapped it tight to it. I used some zip ties for that. A lot of zip ties these days are reusable, so if you don't know that, there's a little tab in there you can press, and then you can pull it out past all the ridges. So if you're using zip ties, before you just cut them off when you're done, see if they happen to be reusable, see if they got that little tab there. But instead of having like this 2-foot level now I've got an 8-foot level. And what we did is we just centered it up on the board here, center on the board there, held it in line, and adjusted this to make sure it was good. Now they basically are in line this way, but what's gonna happen is when I notch these all in an inch and get these guys going, that's gonna pull them all flush, so this is gonna be one continuous thing. When I put those 2x8s up here, I'll be able to run my C-purlins on top of there, and what I'm doing is just making them consistent. So I've got a tape measure. I'm gonna drop this down to my son. He's not gonna hook it on the bottom of the cedar. He's gonna put it flat on the concrete. And then what I'm gonna do is come up here, 9 foot 6 inches. You good? So I go 9.6 right here. And then, 2x8 ain't actually 8 inches anymore, right? There. 7 1/4, so now I'm gonna go 10 1 1/4 on here. You can sometimes find old school stuff. I've taken down some barns where you actually wind up with lumber that is true, a true 2x4 or things like that. And sometimes with that older stuff, you can see the saw marks. You can tell that somebody was milling it. They milled it, true to dimension. So here, we only need 7 1/4 though. What I do to start with, so I've got this smaller level to make sure I've got my line level. This side's beveled where you can see the glass from the top, but this is completely flat. So I'll just hold that level and I'll mark my line all the way across here. That's gonna be the top line. Here's gonna be the bottom. And then to start with, I like using a vibratory oscillating tool, and I just kind of cut in to start with, so I got something to start. It's straight the whole way on my line. And now, as I'm looking to make this 1 inch deep from the front, I've taken one of these little Japanese saws. This is, a cheap imitation, but I put some electrical tape on there at the 1 inch mark. It's on both sides, so I just go in until I hit that electrical tape, and I know that I'm 1 inch deep. try to keep my blade running parallel with the edge of the concrete below me. But whether I'm on top of it or below it, I can see that the electrical tape's on each side, so that'll measure an inch. And then I do my chisel work. Now this takes a while, but I do enjoy it. And one of my problems with my draw knife and my chisels are that they don't have much of an edge on them. They really don't. I don't even think I have an actual flat file here on the homestead that I can find. I might pick up a flat file later. And I think I'm going to kind of consult an expert. I'm going to go visit Patrick from MT Knives. I'm going to have him just show me how to put a decent edge on these, what he would use. Kind of if I say, hey, this needs to be sharpened, I'm going to see what he does, what he goes to, and then figure out, you know, I don't have the same equipment as a knife maker, but find out what I can do to kind of keep the edges up myself here on my own homestead. That way I don't have to consult an expert or run to the store or buy a new one or something like that, or pay somebody to do it for me. So I'm gonna do that tomorrow. For now, the show must go on. I'm gonna see what I can get done today. What I do here is try to bring the top and the bottom in to an inch and then just kind of clean out the middle to match. Edges are where I want them to be now. Now it's just a matter of bringing the rest in the match. I can only imagine that this would have to be quicker and easier with a sharper chisel. We'll find out, I guess. Excellent. 5 down, 7 to go.
I feel like it's got a curve to it. Or if something fell on it or something happened to it. See how, doesn't it look curved to you? Like, like if it something hit it. It's aggravating.
up into that one though, still too. Hammer, please. So, the sharpened draw knife that Patrick sharpened for me, that is just night and day difference. It helps. I also did pick up a new set of chisels just to have some factory sharp, and saw him, you know, doing one of his, so I'll use one of my whetstones in the future for trying to keep a better edge on mine. This is the last one in this row, which means it's the last one. That side's already up. I should be able to get this up, and then it's going to be moving on to my sea purlins and taking care of those. We'll see you next time. Papa out.
Thank you for watching. Hit the red button. Thumbs up. But well.
bread is good?
Yeah.
That's because you know.